Hey there, beer tubers! Welcome back to Maxwell Starr's beer review. Tonight we're got a special treat for you. Actually, something that I picked up at the York Street NB Liquor Store up in Fredericton, New Brunswick, when I was just up there today at the time of this recording, but probably several weeks by the time you watch this. This is something really kind of special, and I'm not sure exactly how this is going to turn out, just because, well, I'll get into it. But this is something from Cameron's in Oakville, Ontario, I believe it is. Does it say Oakville? Yeah, Oakville. Actually visited there in 2015. 2015? Yeah. This is a Deviator Doppelbock that is bourbon barrel aged, vintage 2012. Holy crap, 8.4% ABV. I've already got it half peeled open. And it's an unblended version, so I'm assuming that they probably barrel aged like multiple barrels of this stuff, but for the big batch that they put out. I'm not even sure if you can get this in Ontario, but I'd have to take a look. But I know that what that means is that they've taken this bottle here is from all one barrel. Anyway, all right, so yeah, so it's inside this nice box, which was only $5.99. So for a special beer like this, especially something that old, wow. I don't know how long this was aged for, but let's take a look. Maybe there's more details inside. So looking at that, there's a card. Deviator Doppelbock. Bourbon barrel aged, vintage 2012 and blended. And it's got the signature from the brewmaster. Well, doesn't say anything. I've had Deviator before. I reviewed it way back in 2012, so I'm pretty sure that when I did review it in the first place, it was a 2012 bottling. But it was the original, of course, so not the barrel aged, obviously. But yeah, it's got some nice packaging. I gotta give kudos, even though the cardboard's a little plain. The whole, putting it with like a tag and the red capping like the regular Deviator. I think the regular Deviator came with that. It's nice look to it, and I prefer this like wax or metal paper cap rather as opposed to the using like a wax cap or something. I mean, wax caps look awesome and they look very prestigious. They're hard as fuck to get off, whereas this, boom. Anyway, standard Cameron's cap. That's an old Cameron's cap. Like that's their old Cameron's logo. I can't really show it in the camera, but they've updated their logo to that. I think they did that in 2016, 2017. Apparently the new logo is popular, but this is the old Cameron's logo, so I don't know how long this has been around for. Maybe it's old stock or something. So let's pop the top off of that. Thankfully it's not foaming up. Sounds interesting. Poured into my Ewart Z stem. Sorry. Put that in there. Holy smokes, look at that. Ooh, that looks pretty. Oh, that looks beautiful. Look at that sucker. Dark appearance, ruby reds coming through. Big tan head on top. Brown tan head. Kind of dense too. Some big bubbles in the middle. Otherwise, a nice dense foam around the outside. Not like Guinness dense or anything, but for a regular aerated beer. That looks pretty. I mean, looking at it like that, it looks my vague recollection of what Deviator looked like. It looks like a Doppelbock. Let's give it a whiff. Breathe first. Oh man. You get a lot of the bourbon coming off of that. There's hints of raisins and chocolate buried underneath this nice, like, vanilla and oak. Not a lot of vanilla, but like the butterscotch vanilla kind of smell that you get off of bourbon. Lots of oak. Some spice in there, like that I would associate with like a dark beer. It's like milk chocolate, raisins, lots of barrel qualities. Man, it's like raisins. They're like chocolate muffins with raisins in it. If they were bourbon barrel aged, that's complex. I'm actually surprised that, considering the biggest thing I was worried about being a 2012 bottle is like, holy shit. At the time of this recording, that is a 7-year-old batch. Like, how long was this barrel aged for, first of all? And a barrel aged beer, 7 years old? And you're selling it at retail now in 2019? I would have thought a barrel aged beer would go off. Like, shout out to the Beer Patrol. He did a barrel aged version of, it was Bigfoot, I think. Watched his video there the other week, and he had a 2012 barrel aged bottle of Bigfoot barley wine, and it did not hold it up at all. It lost all its carbonation. And I suppose with something like this, the cameras could have just recarbonated it with it. But I mean, really, that old. Anyway, the anticipation comes to this. Down the hatch. Cheers. So, I'm going to give this a fair shake, because this is a new beer. They're selling this brand new. There's lots of chocolate. There's raisins coming out of this. It is very smooth and subdued in its taste. And I'm getting that bourbon barrel notes, like the butterscotch and the... but in the background of this thing, I'm getting this very tart, vinous kind of quality, like it's gone sour. Maybe it's that one specific barrel. And you know what? As more I drink this, that vinousness is... Let me take another couple sips here. Yeah. See, this is the problem I have with this. There is a sour quality to this. And that sour makes me think that there's a slight infection, and I kind of expected that for a barrel-aged beer that is of this age. As far as, like I said, I've got a lot of beers in my cellar, and they've been aging probably too long, some of them. When I pull them out, there's a certain, like, almost like sourdough quality that some of them take on, that it's too old. This, for being 7 years old, is held up extremely well, aside from the fact that something's starting to go a little sour on this. And I'm wondering, how long did they have that in the barrel for? How long has this been in the bottle? Did they barrel age this for, I don't know, something down the road somewhere has started getting a little infected in this thing, and yet it's held up relatively well. So that said, it's incredibly complex, it's incredibly flavorful, it's very nice, dark, and tasty. There's a lot of flavors in here that if you like barrel-aged beers at all, you're gonna love. There's a little sour tartness to the back, which somebody might like. I kind of see it as it's starting to go vinegary. So my recommendation would be, it's good, try it. I would not sit on this. I would drink it right away. What do I think of it? That's not bad. I'm probably gonna finish this. I mean, it's got sour tartness in the background, but it's not horrible. Like, if I was to crack open a beer, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I got to it now. So if you're watching this review now and you're considering, should I hold this and wait maybe a few years to drink it? Don't. It's going to be bad by the time you get to it. And I kind of think Cameron's great experiment. I would not have held it for 7 years. But it's a great idea. Deviator, barrel aged like that, works. But as far as I'm concerned, I think 7 years is too long. But I'm gonna give that a 3.75 out of 5. I still really like this. This is incredibly complex, and it's just that sour tartness that makes me think you waited too long. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Love them or hate them. Subscribe if you want to see more. Click the like button down below. I'm not really good at soliciting stuff like that, so do whatever the hell you want. Thanks for watching Maxwell Starr's beer review of Cameron's Deviator Doppelbock Vintage 2012 Unblended Bourbon Barrel Aged. That's a mouthful. Speaking of mouthful, I'm going to put the rest of this down the hatch, so cheers!